What didn't kill you, it only made you stronger. See, while people were sending targets your way, while people were putting targets on your back, while people were putting you in hard situations, while people were making you choose between yourself and them, while people were making you choose whether they love you and how much they love you, while people were making you choose between your happiness, your peace of mind, your peace, and them, they thought that when you chose yourself, it would break you because they thought you needed them. They didn't know that what the devil sent to break you, God used to build you. I don't know who's watching this right now, but you have been broken a lot. But God allowed you to pick up those pieces and build something new. You're a new version of yourself just because you've been broken so much. Some people thought that you would sweep those pieces up, those shattered pieces, your shattered heart. Some people shattered your heart like glass, and they expected you to sweep those pieces up and throw them in the garbage. They expected you to vacuum up the pieces of your heart and throw them in the garbage. But what you did was you built something new. Whatever broke you, it actually built you in your life because you're that strong. You have some people expecting you to fail. You had some family members that you had to hold your head up high even though you was going home and you was crying. But you just knew you couldn't let them see you down. Not another day. They've seen you in your sadness and they didn't want to help you. You knew you could. There are some people that you should have been able to be vulnerable around, but you couldn't let your guard down around these people because they've hurt you too much. Because it strengthens them to see you weak. It heals them to see you hurting. They laugh at your pain, and so you couldn't hold yourself in the same room without holding your head up, even though you were crying alone, even though you were disguising your pain around some people because they were disguising their personalities around you. But God told me to tell you that whatever was sent to break you, it's about to build you. And even flowers need water. Even flowers need the rain to begin. In order to grow, in order to get somewhere in life, you've experienced the hardest seasons of your life. You've been walking through the rain, but even flowers need rain to begin. That's how their story starts. Your story is about to start with a storm, but it ain't going to end there. See, you're going to grow in this storm. You're going to grow through this storm. You're going to grow through what you go through. And your flower, it needed that storm in order to create roots, in order to actually begin. And some of you don't know why you're walking through the season you're walking through. You feel frustrated. You feel distressed. You feel at dis-ease in your life, and you're not sure if you're in the right place, if you're doing the right things, if letting go of those people was the right thing to do. Not only that, you're seeking for the right answer from God. You're tired of getting this thing wrong. It's okay with starting over. I don't know who needed to hear that, but it's okay. See, you've had to start over so many times in your life where you're getting tired of starting over. You're getting tired of starting over with people. You're getting tired of starting over in these relationships. You're getting tired of starting over in your careers and these jobs. You're getting tired. But I'm here to tell you, friend, that what was sent to break you is only building you. You keep taking, every time you got to start over, you starting over with more knowledge. You starting over with more power. You starting over with more wisdom than you had before. You starting over with more strength. You coming back stronger every time you got to start over. And no, you may not like starting over, but it's okay when you start over because you ain't starting over the same person. There's a new version of you every time you got to do this thing over. Every time you got to go through this cycle. And some of you feel like you're so tired of going through that same cycle. I'm so tired of my life being on repeat. I'm so tired of unanswered prayers. I'm so tired of seeing the same evilness, envious, jealous spirits inside of everybody. I'm so tired of not being able to find a family, a home, someone that really loves me. I'm so tired of no one understanding who I am. But even flowers, they need rain to begin. And your storm, some people thought this storm was here to take you out. You faced, you've walked through, you've cried, you've tussled in the strongest storm of your life. You've went sleepless nights. You woke up thinking about yesterday's problems. You've been facing the toughest storm of your life. This season, this storm was only sent to begin you, to break you out, to break you through. And you're thinking that it's sent for your destruction. But in order for the seed to grow, it needs rain. It needs to go through this storm. It's a process. And right now you're on this healing journey. And it may look like a journey of destruction. It may look like a journey of destruction, but what was sent to break you is only going to build you. And you're stronger than most people in your family. That's why it had to be you. That's why it had to be you, because you see, you're the one that God chose. You're the one that got that target on your back, because you're the one that can walk through that storm. And while you feel like breaking down, God is saying, I'm building you here. While you feel like you're in trouble, God is saying, I'm giving you a testimony. You're about to testify. While you feel like it's destruction, God is saying that I'm using this for development. While you're thinking about giving up, while you're thinking about giving in, God is giving you strength. He's giving you knowledge in these seasons. He's showing you people's true colors. There are so many people that are expecting you to still stay where you are right now. There are so many people expecting you to stay stuck. There are so many people expecting you to stay where you are. There are so many people expecting that the next time they speak to you, you're going to be in the same predicament. You always going to deal with this money problem, but God is already knowing that a flower needs a storm to grow. I don't know what your storm was. Your storm may have been poverty. Your storm may have been the depression. Your storm may have been the alcohol, the addiction. Your storm may have been the humiliation, the persecution. Your storm may have been the isolation, but you needed that storm in order to grow. And you're about to grow roots, and you're about to grow. And guess what? You're going to look just as beautiful as those flowers do. You're going to look just as beautiful as those lilies. And the story goes that if he watches over every lily, that if he dresses every lily, how much more does he love you? How much more does he see you? How much more does he know you? If God is protecting the birds in the air, and God is protecting the flowers on the ground, when you grow up, when you sprout out, when your petals are looking radiant in the field of the sunlight hitting on you, is shining, how much more will God protect you? You a walking flower. You his prized possession. You his greatest kept secret. You feel like you've been isolated. You feel like people don't understand you. You feel like people don't deserve you because they treat you wrong every time. And you've given up because you're tired of going through these cycles. But God just sent this to remind you that what was sent to break you was about to build you. It's about to build character in you. It's about to build even more strength. It's about to build a way for you. They were so focused on clouding your path with obstacles. They were so focused on filling your path with all of these heartbreaks and all of these hurts so that you wouldn't get to the promised land, that you wouldn't make it, that you would want to quit. But God seen it fit to let you go through those things because they were the things that were going to build you in this season. They were the things that were going to make you, shape you, and sculpt you and mold you into being the version of yourself you needed to be when you get out of this. I want you to understand that you're going to get out of this. I said when you get out of this. You have some people that still don't think you're going to get out. You may have been in this for a long time. It may have been a long storm. It may have been thundering and lightning for a long time. You may have seen the dark clouds roll past so many days. You may have been praying for sunlight. But you're going to get out of this. And when you get out of this, you're going to have a testimony to tell that most people won't understand how you made it back from. But you know what your greatest testimony is going to be? That what they sent to break me, what the devil thought was evil, what the devil used for his evil, God used for his greater good. God used to build me. God used to strengthen me. I don't know how I made it, but God, I don't know how I did it, but God, I don't know how I survived, but God, I should have been dead, but God, it should have killed me, but God, the pain was too much to bear, but God, the heartbreak was unbearable, but God had a way, but God had a ram in a bush for me, but God seen my heart, but God used it, but God worked on my character, but God was showing me something in the pain, but God was building me, God was placing me, God was strengthening me in the pain, God, in the suffering, God had a way out for me. In the struggles, God always had a way out for me. God was making a way, and nobody but God. See, my friends didn't do this. My family turned their backs on me, and I thought that they would have my back, but they turned their backs. But nobody but God. God made a way when it was me and him, when it was just me and him, when I couldn't count on nobody else. I picked up my cross and I kept walking. I denied my flesh daily, and I kept walking. When I didn't want to pray, I prayed. When I didn't want to seek, I still seek the face of God. When I didn't have an answer, I may have sat in silence, but guess what? I was sitting with God. And some of your enemies, they don't know right now that you're sitting with God. You may not have words to explain, to describe what you're going through. The pain may be unbearable right now. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the lies, it may be unbearable. You may not have words for your situation. You may have just lost the words for what you're going through. You may not even be able to explain what you're going through right now in life. But nobody but God is going to get the praise. And your test, see, you're not even knowing God is testing your faithfulness. You're not even knowing God is testing your love to see if you love him through the storm, to see if you still love him even when you're facing hell on earth, to see if you still love him, to see if you're still going to say thank you, God, to see if you're still going to talk about him, to see if you're still going to give him his glory, the glory he deserves, to see if you're still going to place him on the rightful throne, to see if you're still going to bow down and worship him, to see if you're still going to run to him, to see if you're still going to read your word. See, God is testing you. You're not even knowing it's a test, baby, and you got to pass this test, because when you pass this test, your test will be behind you. Your test will be in the past, and guess what? Your future will look as a testimony. See, some people are going to hear about your future. Some people are going to see about your future. Some people are going to know about your future only because of your testimony, because God is breaking you through, because God is doing new things in your life. God is creating new bridges. Yeah, the old bridges may have burnt. Yeah, some people may have not been able to come with you. Yeah, you may have had to cry alone, face nights alone. But guess what, baby? I'm here to tell you that when those old bridges burn, that don't mean that God ain't using those ashes to create a new bridge. God is building new bridges to the new people in your life, to allow new people to walk into your life, people that will love you, people that will cherish you, people that will appreciate you, people that will accept you. You won't have to change yourself for these people. You want to know why? Because you've changed yourself for God. And when you change yourself for God, you don't need the approval of anybody else. And these people are going to accept you. They're going to accept the changes that God has done in your life. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but what was sent to break you, it only builds you. You just keep on walking. You don't get stuck. You keep the movement, the momentum going. You keep seeking God. You keep praying. And some of you, right now, you're thinking about taking a break. You're thinking about hitting the brakes. You're thinking about stopping. You're thinking about giving up. But just when you should be hitting when you hitting the brakes is where you should be hitting the gas. You got God with you. You don't need nobody else. He gonna make a way. He's going to send people into your life. He's going to get the bills paid. He's going to send the resources. He's going to do what he says in your life. You just got to speak that thing into existence. You just got to believe that God is who he says he is. He is not a man that he shall lie. He is a spirit in the spirit. He is the holiest of ghosts. He is the powerful of powers. He is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. He was here before the beginning of time. He even created time. He was here before me and you. He was here before he created and laid the foundation of the earth. You just got to believe his word. You got to believe that he can make a way. You got to believe that he's Alpha and Omega. You got to believe that there is nothing too big for God, that there is nothing too hard for God. You got to believe that nobody can outsmart the God you serve. Nobody can overpower your God. When he says something about your life, when he says you're healed, when he says it's done, your storm is over, when he says your coming out season, your winning season is coming up, it's time. Some of you not even knowing. Check the scoreboard. You already ahead of the enemy. And you thinking about stopping here because it got a little hard. Because this season was a little tough. Because this time around, it hit harder. This time around, the devil really tried to knock you off of your ground. This time around, the devil really tried to take your life. This time around, the devil really tried to shut you up. But God told me to tell you that what didn't break you was sent to build you. And what they thought was going to break you was only building you. It was only strengthening you. And when you should be hitting the gas, you thinking about slowing down. You stay in momentum. You keep that movement. You just keep trusting. You keep walking. You keep your faith, because God will do just what he said he would do. If the Lord puts it on your heart to send a donation, do so by sending it in the comments down below. I love you guys so very much. I would like to thank Sister Denia. You sent in, I got your Cash Apps. I want to thank you so much. The Lord has definitely used you to bless my life. And I just pray that God is using me to bless your life. And not only that, I pray that God walks people into your life that you just don't understand how this could have happened, but by God. I pray that God sends ram your way every time you need it, in the name of Jesus. And for everybody else watching this video, I pray that if there's something that you're going through, that God shows you that even though you're going through this, it don't mean you won't get through it. You're going through it to get through it. God didn't put you here to leave you. He put you here to keep on walking. So you just got to keep your faith. You got to keep trusting. You got to keep your feet on the ground. You got to keep stability. You got to keep your legs planted. You got to be firm. You got to keep your mind routed and rooted in God. You got to know that you're grounded by a God that created every tree. God knows how to ground some things. Just ask the trees. God knows how to ground you. You keep your feet firm on that ground. You stay planted. You keep your balance. Don't you let the enemy knock you off of your feet. Don't you let the enemy knock you off of one of your feet. You stay 10 toes down and you keep walking. You keep stepping with your head up. You want to know why? Because there are some people that want you to walk in that room with your head down. There are some people that want you to walk in that room with tears down your face. There are some people that want to expect the same place you at today. When they get the phone call next year, you still won't be there. You still won't be crying about your story. They just waiting to hear that you fail. They're waiting to hear that you stop. You pick your head up, because you understand that when you pick your head up, there's a God above you. When you pick your head up, you're not picking your head up because of your ego, because of your pride, because of your own strength, but because you're looking towards the heaven from whence hence your help come from. Because you want to see where God is, because you want to know that God got your back, because you know that there's a living God in the sky, that he is not a man, he shall lie. And when he speaks a word over your life, when he says that you are blessed on your coming and going, when he says that you are above and not beneath, when he tells you you're the head and not the tail, when he tells you that you're his, when he tells you do not fear, you're going to walk and you're going to look up to the sky. Because if you look down, you might miss something. If you keep your head planted down, you might miss the grace of God. You might miss the dwelling of God. You may miss the energy of God. But God permitted you to walk with that smile even when you don't feel like smiling. Sometimes you got to smile, baby, when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you got to pray when you don't feel like it. Sometimes, baby, you got to go when you feel like staying stuck. But the enemy cannot hold you, because he cannot hold God. God cannot fit in a box, nor can he fit in a room. God moves throughout this whole earth. He moves amongst us. He is amongst you right now. And when you feel like God isn't with you, I want you to know that God is with you. I want you to know that God is dwelling amongst you. I want you to know that God is hearing you. And I want you to touch an agreement on this video that the Lord is with you. He's with you. He's with us. God said, there are any 2 or 3 gathered together in my name. And in the name of Jesus, we are gathered together on this channel to give praise, glory to God, and to give thanks for God for what he's about to do in your lives. We gather together believing that God is the God that moves mountains on the behalf of his children. He's the God that directs and leads his people's footsteps. He's the God that covers and shields. He's the God that stops untimely death. He's the God that doesn't permit premature death over his people. And if we keep walking in his way, if we keep praising him, if we keep seeking him, we're going to reap the goodness, the grace of the Lord in the land of the living. I do believe that you're watching this video for a reason. And what didn't break you, it will build you. But can I tell you something? They didn't send it to build you. The only reason why I started to build you because it was in your hands. Because you that strong. Because there were some people that what was sent to break them actually broke them. But you didn't let it this time. You knew that if you just keep going, even in your strength, you didn't let it. See, God put power in the right hands. And they sent it to break you, but it's actually about to build you. It's about to build your empire. It's about to build your business. It's about to build your life. All the things you went through. All the times you had to keep those feelings inside of you. All the times your heart burnt with anxiety. All the times where you didn't know how you were going to get through it. All the times where you felt like crying. All the times you did cry. All those times where you was alone. All those times where you had to be isolated. All those times where people were enjoying life and you had to sit back. You had to sit this one out. You weren't happy with your life. All those things you went through. All those things you went through as a child. All those things you went through that you don't even talk about. All those painful memories that you try to erase, but somehow they stay in the back of your head. All those things that were sent to break you. It's been building you all these years, and God is about to unleash the beast in you. And you're about to take off to levels people didn't expect you to be. They never expected you to sit at that table. They expected you to sit at the table with the slaves and the bums. They didn't think you was fit enough to have money. But you know what? God don't look at appearance. God look at the heart. And while they were placing you at that table, God was raising you. God was creating a table in front of the face of your enemies. He was preparing a table. He was preparing a feast. To them, you are not what you look like. You are not. To them, they may look at you and think you are nothing. But God is saying you everything I could have ever wanted. When I made you fearlessly and wonderfully. I made you in the image. I made you in the image of God. God looking at you and saying, I can't believe I made something this perfect, this pure, this beautiful. And when people look at you, they don't see that in you. You are not what they see in you. You are not who they say you are. You are who God says you are. You are to walk like it, talk like it. And you are to look up to heaven. And remember that when the Creator made you, He made you with a purpose. To send your donations, sow a seed. It can be sent in by the descriptions down below. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.